Greetings Netrunners and welcome to our look at the last data pack in the mumbad cycle, Fear of the Masses. We'll be starting with the runner cards today, beginning with Anarchs. And first we have a new limit 6 per deck card, Fear the Masses. Cost of 1, event run sabotage. Make a run on HQ. If successful, instead of accessing cards, force the corp to trash the top card of R&D. You may reveal X copies of Fear the Masses from your grip to force the corp to trash X additional cards. So if you play this one, just 1 credit, and then reveal, say, 3 more for your hand, that means you'll be making them trash the top 4 cards of R&D, especially if they've got R&D really well protected, and HQ is easier to run on. This is a great way to get the things out of R&D and into archives, where hopefully they won't have as much protection, and it'll be much easier for you to grab those agendas. Next we have the last Diva program. Cost of 5, memory cost of 1, Agora, Icebreaker AI Diva. Cost of 1 credit to break ice subroutine on a piece of ice that has a res cost of 5 or greater. 1 credit for +1 strength, and 2 credits for swap Agora with a Diva program from your grip, like the others. It has a basic strength of 2, but I'm not seeing it as good as the others since it can only break subroutines on ice that has a res cost of 5 or greater. That's great for the bigger ice. If you come just against a wall of static, then it's pretty much useless. But that's why the swapping mechanic comes in, to swap for a program that can break it. So we'll have to see how it goes. Next we have Begat, resource connection, cost of 3. The first time you make a successful run on HQ each turn, force the corp to trash the top card of R&D. Now, if you've got this in play and you use Fear the Masses, then just basically you're getting 2 cards from the top of R&D trashed, and then more for each Fear the Masses copy you can reveal. So they work really good together, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in use. Next we have the Criminal faction, and we have the Black File. This is a very interesting card. Cost of 5, resource virtual. The corp cannot win the game unless the runner is flatlined. When your turn begins, place 1 power counter on the Black File. When there are 3 or more power counters on the Black File, remove it from the game. Limit 1 per deck. So this is a card where if the corp looks like they're about to win an agenda victory, you put it into play and you buy yourself 3 turns to try and pull off a win. Otherwise, in 3 turns it disappears and the corp can pull off whatever agenda victory they were almost going to do. It's useful, but do you really want to fill the space in your deck with it? There's only 1 card, but it's going to be interesting to see how and when this gets used. Because unless it's a situation where the corp is going to win imminently, I can't see it being that useful. But we'll see. Next we're on to the Shapers. The Price of Freedom. Cost of 0. Event. As an additional cost to play this event, trash an installed connection. The corp cannot advance cards during his or her next turn. Remove the Price of Freedom from the game instead of trashing it. Well, this would be a useful card to use in conjunction with the Black File as just a way of delaying a win for the corp. Since you trash the connection, and they're not allowed to advance their agendas for a turn. And since you can have up to 3 copies of this, you could do it 3 times. So I think that would be a lot more useful than the Black File, to be honest, because although you have to trash a connection, if you've got some cheap ones, you can just throw them down, trash them, use this, and for 3 turns you can stop, for each copy you've got, you can stop the corp doing any advancing at all. Next we have Ankusa. Program Icebreaker Fracture, cost 6, memory cost of 1, strength of 0. If you use Ankusa to break all subroutines on a barrier during a single encounter, add that barrier to HQ. 2 credits, break barrier subroutine, and 1 credit for +1 strength. So it's got a good way to up its strength. A bit pricey for breaking the barrier subroutines, but I think what it does is worth its cost, because if you can just remove it, a barrier piece of ice, return it to HQ, maybe put them over their hand limit as well, fill up their hand, or make them pay to put it back down if it's the outermost piece of ice on the server, then it's always handy, but the early game is going to be a bit prohibitively expensive. But I can see it working. Next we go on to the neutral cards, Rigged Results. Cost of 0, event. Secretly spend up to 2 credits. The corp guesses how much you spent. Reveal spent credits. If the corp guesses incorrectly, make a run and choose a piece of ice protecting the attack server. bypass the ice when you encounter it. So the runners are getting their own side game, sort of. Since the Hawk doesn't have to spend any credits, only the runner does. But if they get it wrong, then you could choose the Corp's most heavily defended server that you can't get through because of that one piece of ice that you don't have the right icebreaker for. Except now you can completely bypass it. Or you could just run a server that has a single piece of really strong ice protecting it and completely bypass it. So it's handy, but it does rely on the random element, so it'll be interesting once again to see how this does in professional play. Right, that's all we have time for this time, Netrunners. Right, I'll see you next time for the Corp review, and remember to like and subscribe.